Good evening, friends. This is Sakib Pathan, President Feline Club of India. Today, we are again for yet another session on breeds. Today, we are going to discuss about Maine Coons. So, Maine Coons being the largest pedigreed cat, or the largest domestic cat that we have in our houses, and we would like to talk about this beautiful breed by none other than Fadley. So, I would like to introduce Fadley to you. Hi, Fadley.
Hi, hello Sakib. How are you?
I am good. I am good. So this has been an initiative by Feline Club of India in which where we discuss about cats, cat breeds, and people try and interact and learn more about the technical details, the breed specifications, and maybe the grooming, the temperament, and how you upkeep the cats. So today we are going to learn about the Maine Coon. So talking about Fadley, so Fadley is not a new face. I think Fadley has been in India couple of times to judge our events in last show season. And so people who don't know about Fadley, so Fadley has joined CFA 6 years ago and registered his cattery under the name Mizu Cattery, the cattery that
Mhm.
focuses on Maine Coon breed and breeds some Grand Champion, Grand Premier, Divisional Winner of Offsprings. He also showing other breeds as Sphynx and Abyssinian. Mr. Fadley is an active fun show judge since 2015 as a groomer, practitioner, and brand ambassador of body and tail grooming product. Mr. Fadley actively traveled to many cities in Indonesia and or some countries to teach and do grooming presentations. So Fadley also happens to be a groomer himself, and I remember a lot of inputs that we got and a lot of learning we got from you, Fadley, during our live grooming session. Hundreds of students have attended his grooming classes to learn and to improve the skills about grooming from the expert. It has been awarded a great honor. It has been a great honor for Mr. Fadley to award the Star Service Award Cat Fancy Association in 2017 on the evening banquet CFA for ID, which is International Division. So, guys, we would like to have this as an interactive session, and whatever questions and queries that you have, kindly let us know so that Fadley can answer those questions personally during this live session. So, Fadley, please tell us what is this session all about, and how are we going to go about this session?
First of all, Sakib, I'm so happy to meet you again here, even we do it by online. And I want to say thanks to the Feline Club of India for the opportunity for me to do the
Yeah.
presentation about a Maine Coon cat. Especially Maine Coon is the only one breed that we breed in our cattery. We
Right.
started since 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have. Many offspring that produce a grand champion, divisional winner. And now, in this moment, in this opportunity, I want to share all my experience
Yeah.
to all my friends in India and also in another country that watching this live.
Right.
I want to start with the kittens. I will show you about the kitten temperaments, how they look, how they weight, the size about the kitten, and then after that, I want to show you about the female Mainecoon cat. So after
Yeah.
you see the kitten, the female, and then the last one is the mature adult,
Mm-hmm.
mature male Mainecoon cat.
Okay.
So we can compare about the size, about the temperaments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hopefully, this moment can share a lot of knowledge to all my cat friends in India.
Right, right, right. That I think let's get started. So I think we will be having some actual cats where Fadley would be discussing about the different aspects of Maine Coons. So can we have uh, one of your cats, Fadley?
Okay, yes, we start with the kitten. With
Okay.
kitten, this is a girl, and her age is around 3 to 4 months old. You can see the color is a violet color. This is a blue, tabby, and white. For a kitten, so many people ask me about the kitten size, about the kitten weight. So don't need to be worried because kitten weight is average around 3 to 5 kilograms for the age at 4, 5 months old. Okay, now I want to do the presentation about this girl. This girl have as a kitten, we can for some experienced breeder can determine about the Mainecoon cat. They easily for them to recognize about Mainecoon cat. This is because this is a major question for some cat owner asking me about is my cat is a Mainecoon or no. But we can see that Mainecoon since a kitten they already have a standard with the long rectangular body, the proportional, the long tail, and everything. So we can see the detail of this kitten. See, for a kitten, they have a very playful temperament. Almost all the kitten in all breed. About the weight, kitten weight for a Maine Coon cat is 3 to 5 kg. Uh, for some people, they compare their cat with another cat, but this is the things about Maine Coon. Maine Coon is the biggest breed in all associations compared with other breeds. So don't compare your cat with other people's cat or a human body because a human body have a different size, so we cannot compare Maine Coon cat with human body. So when we compare Maine Coon with another breed, sure, indeed Maine Coon is the have a bigger size. So with this temperament, we can see the blue tabby color and white under the belly, the leg, and in a certain area. Okay, for the ear set, also Maine Coon kitten already bring an ear set with the proportion, with the positions, and the eye set, the muzzles, and everything. I will give the explanations about the standard letter, very detailed with the adult cat. This kitten is a blue classic tabby. What is classic tabby? What is mackerel tabby? Again, for the explanation about the detail of the pattern, the color, I will present to you later. Almost all the kitten have a very playful temperament. The coat for the kitten. Usually for a Maine Coon cat, the coat is not do not have a longer coat yet when they are a kitten. So the coat is still looks like I think medium long hair domestic cat. So we have to be do the maintenance. This is the golden age for them to do the maintenance. We can start it from their 2 months old to do the grooming, the routine grooming to maintain the coat. Because with the good skin, good body and healthy, they will develop very nice in the future when they are going to the junior age or adult age. Okay, we can see this kitten. We can see the profile also starting from the kitten. So for some breeder, they already classified about the quality, the standard of the kitten of a Maine Coon cats since they are young. Still like that. Almost all the kitten, very naughty and playful. This is also the golden moment to you all to build the character. So just spend a lot of time with your kitten so they will grow and develop as a cat with a self-confidence. Just take your time, just spend your time every day to play with your cat. Okay, this is a normal size for a kitten. I have another kitten, but this girl is the biggest one among his litter. I have three girls and one boy. This girl have a size same as a boy size in the same age, in the same as the same litter. Okay, now after the kitten, I will show you about a Maine Coon female. This is adult Maine Coon female. So we can compare about the size after the kitten, the female cat, um, and male Maine Coon cat. Female Maine Coon cat is not as big as a male, but this girl have a very beautiful color. I love the color of this girl. This is calico. For sometimes people cannot make a difference between calico and brown patch tabby and white. But for calico, we can see the black spot here, black. There is no tabby pattern here. So this is calico. This girl have a beautiful eye color. This is calico odd eye. If you can see, her age is about uh, 2 years old, I think. Same, even he sees she's have a good weight. I think a bit overweight, but we can see that still Maine Coon have a long rectangular body, have a long tail, and this is the characteristic about the muzzle, about the chin, the high ear set, and again about the coat. The characteristic of a Maine Coon cat have a shaggy coat. So the coat will be short on the top line here. This is short, and then on the belly is a longer, and under the belly is the longest coat. How to handle Maine Coon cat also is different with another cat because we have to hold the body, the whole body. So the cat will be feel comfortable if we handle like this. Under the arm, in front of the body, and like this. Okay, the temperament. Temperament is a bit calm compare with a kitten because as I said before, the kitten have a playful temperament compared with adult cat. So like this, if you live with Maine Coon, they will asking you about playing and paying you attention to spend the time with them. This is the characteristic for an adult cat. They will come when you come, and they will do the response when you tease them. Okay. Maine Coon, as I said before, that Maine Coon is the largest cat in all associations. Let's say, when I visit India, again, I made a Maine Coon as the largest breed. When I showing in CAV, Maine Coon as the largest breed. Also in another association like the Tika or Fife. Maine Coon have a long um, rectangular body, very muscular because Maine Coon is a active cat, and sometimes they do outdoor. They play outdoor. They really love playing outside. Um, with a heavy, shaggy, silky coat. Um, and long tail to protect them from the weather, or to protect them from the predator. So this is the whole package of beautiful cats. Um, from my point of view, I love Maine Coon very much. And then Maine Coon also have a bordered chest. This is wide bordered chest and strong neck, muscular body, beautiful temperament, and a shaggy coat to protect them from the weather also. The expression of a Maine Coon cat is very easy. From my experience, when I live with Maine Coon, when I have a Maine Coon cat, we know with their characteristic, they are very playful and very active. So it could be a natural alarm for me. They easily for them to give a sign for us when there is something to their body. If they are not in a good condition, or they have a problem with their healthy, it's very easy for me to recognize, because when every day, I heard a noise, I heard a voice of my Maine Coon, or even they are playing with something. When I see there is one cat is very silent, there is not active anymore, so I can do the check. It seems like signs a sign for me about what happened with them when they are not in the good mood. Okay, for a female, not as big as a male cat, but in a cat show, judge do not judging with the size. So everything will back to the standard. Judge will see the proportion of the body, the balance of the body. Judge will see the head shape. On the head, judge will see the profile, will see the muzzle. They will check about the chin, the eye shape, the ear set, and then the body proportion, how long the body compare with the length of the tail. So don't worry if you have a very nice, beautiful Maine Coon, even she is a female, you can show them. So do not feel not confident with the size, because again everything is back to the standard, and we compare Maine Coon cat with other breed, not with a human. And then for some cat have a ear tuft, have the coat, have the hair on the tip of the ear. This is this is this is not the big point, but will give very nice perceptions about Maine Coon cat. But in the show, the ear tip is just give good extra point. This is not the standard. But again, the characteristic about Maine Coon cat is about the coat, about the ear tips, about the length of the tail, and everything. Now, after uh, Nayeli, the kitten, Lily, the girl, and I will back with another Maine Coon cat. This one is Zulfikar. He is an adult male, brown, tabby, and white. He is a grand champion and divisional winner. Um, He's our king, and Lily have to go back to her room now. Zulfikar. Brown, classic, tabby, and white. This is a mature Mainecoon cat. Even not in the maximum age of a maturity, the maturity of a Mainecoon cat. He's just going to 3 years old. The weight is about long time. I'm not measure him, but I think it's around 9 kg plus. Very calm. When Maine Coon cat is going to be an adult cat, he will be more relaxed, not active as a kitten age. He just want to lay down, but still Zulfikar is a playful boy. It's very nice to presenting an adult cat in this presentation. This is the example about the Maine Coon cat. I start from the color. This is brown tabby white, brown classic tabby white. Maine Coon have a large and long muscular body that balance in whole part of the body. The tail, the long rectangular body, the coat. Maine Coon have a shaggy coat, and then we start one by one from part of the body. This is the head. The head slightly longer than it's white, and then on his head have a very detailed standard about the ear set, the profile, the muzzle. So what is the type of the muzzle that's really meet the standard? Maine Coon have a square muzzle, the squareness of the muzzle, the 90 degrees of the chin to determine that this guy have a strong chin, the smooth profile. We can see the curve, and then the shape of the head also. As an adult cat, Zulfikar, I love this boy because this Zulfikar still have a good ear set with the size of his head. The ear set is still on the position, not flare. The ear set is still on the position with the one ear with in the center of the head. Very calm temperament also. And the profile, we have to see the curve. We have to see the curve of the profile because all Maine Coon cat have a curvy profile here with a very smooth profile, no bumps or no humps, or not even straight. Maine Coon couldn't have a straight profile. For Norwegian forest cat, yes, they have a straight profile with a triangle shape. But for Maine Coon, everything is about the squareness. We can see the squareness here, the squareness here. From front, we can see also the squareness here. The long rectangular body, this is also the square. So, Kip, maybe you can help me with the PowerPoint presentations.
Yeah, before we go to PowerPoint, Fadli, I would just like to ask this question on behalf of a lot of people, a lot of new cat owners. How one can distinguish between Norwegian forest cat a Maine Coon,
Mhm.
and a Siberian. Okay, so people often try and mix all these breeds, and maybe somebody will just try and give them some different cat, just saying that it's a Maine Coon. So now we have Zulfikar in front of us. So how would you distinguish, some basic tips where one can distinguish between three breeds: Norwegian Forest Cat, Siberians, and Maine Coons?
Okay. The most we can see very easy about Maine Coon. Maine Coon is the largest cat among all that three breeds. For Maine Coon cat, like I said before, that we can see determine Maine Coon with the squareness. Everything is square on this cat. The
Right.
head shape, the head, the body, the long rectangular body. But
Mhm.
compare with Norwegian forest cat, they have a triangular shape
Yes. Okay.
till the ear side. For Maine Coon, they have a squareness, and the straight ear set. Also, the profile. The profile for Maine Coon cat
Yeah.
have
You
a
you will have a
curve.
you will have
Yes,
a
they
curve.
have a curve. But for Norwegian forest cat, they have a straight profile from the top head, forehead, until the nose. The straight profile. That's the major difference between Maine Coon with other cat. The length of the body also different.
Mhm.
Um, the length of the body, the length of uh, the
Tail.
tail
Yeah.
is very different. But the things about Maine Coon cat is the curvy of the profile, the squareness of the muzzle. I will show you on the presentation. It's very easy to see the profile of Maine Coon cat.
Yeah. So can we go to the presentation, Fadli?
Sure, sure. Okay, we start from the first slide. The first slide. It's very cute. One of these kitten is the Zulfikar when he's 4 months old, I think. Yes. Sapir, can you see which one is Zulfikar? Can you recognize about Zulfikar? Yes, Zulfikar is the one that the left one, the left one on this three kitten. That's Zulfikar when they are around 4 to 5 months old, I think. That's Zulfikar. And then next slide. Why we name it Maine Coon cat? Because Maine Coon cat found in Maine, a part of America. So origin this cat is from America. Maine Coon cat, uh, as the largest breed, he is also known as a sturdy cat with the rouge appearance because they born with the big bones, with the muscle, uh, and the shaggy coat to protect them, uh, becoming the one of the characteristic of a Maine Coon cat. They have a short line of the coat here on the top line of the body, and then on the belly they bit longer, and then the longest coat is under the belly. um, to groom a Maine Coon cat is very easy. Maine Coon is more less maintenance compared with another long hair cat like a Persian. We don't need no need to clean the eye because they will always clean for the eye. Compare with Persian with the very small big nose when the whole of the nose is very near with the eye. So Maine Coon is more easy to maintenance. This is a good breed to start for a newbie. And then Mainecoon has a silky coat. And about the adult cat, about the mature cat, especially for a boy, that's very easy to be oily for the coat. So the maintenance for a Maine Coon cat is just do the weekly grooming, just to remove the oil. And then as an adult cat, Maine Coon should be have a solid body because of the muscle in the whole part of the body. And Maine Coon is also very easy to adapt with the climate. So Maine Coon now is I think it's a second or maybe the first favorite breed, because very easy for Maine Coon to adapt in every country, in Asia or maybe in the Europe or in a winter country. Very easy for them to adapt. The head. Now we're going for the head. Maine Coon should have the length of the head slightly longer in the length than the width. So if we see from the side profile, he's very lazy. You are very lazy now. He's getting old. Even just 3 years old. Wait, I have to. This is a slightly longer in length. We can see from the side profile. See from the side. Then the width. And another characteristic of a Maine Coon cat have a high cheekbone. This is the cheekbone. This is high cheekbone. And this is also the square of a muzzle. This is the muzzle. This is the muzzle of the cat. And it could be visibly square. Okay, on the next side, the next slide, please. See, from this slide, we can see the curvy of the profile. The profile should be smooth. And then the ear set. This is also the picture of Zulfikar when they are 5 months old. I think the ear set is a bit close each other. Even the set should be one ear width apart at the best, not flare. So when I have a kitten with the ear set, they close each other. It's make me a bit happy because when they are developed, the head shape will be growing, will be bigger, and the set of the ear will be slightly move, not to flare and the set of the ear is still in the good positions. That's a figure at the 5 months old, and compare with this at the 3 years old, going to I think it's 3 years old. The ear set is still there. Okay, for the body shape, for the body shape, as the largest breed in the world, body shape of a Maine Coon cat will be full of a muscle. So this is the muscular cat, and the broad chested here. This is the chest, and the size is medium to large. Okay. I will scratch the body of this cat. Have a long rectangular body, long tail. As an adult and active breeding cat, he's do not have a much coat on the tail. Okay, on the next slide, I will show you the picture of the site. Next. I'm working for you, Sakwit, to make this square, imaginary square. So all my cat friends in India and everywhere could see, can have an imagination about the squareness of a Maine Coon cat. The square, the long square body, the length of the square of the head shape, and then the smooth profile. Okay, this is also my cat, my breeding cat. She's a Tachina, Grand Champion in CAV as a female. Like I said before, that you don't need to be worried about the size. About the size, even a female Maine Coon cat, they can compete with another cat, with another large, mature Maine Coon male, as long as they have the standard. They have the long rectangular body, have the profile, the smoothness, the curve of the profile that standards need. Okay, after we see the Maine Coon cat from the side view, now I want to give you a presentation from the front view. This is Chakra, our red tabby and white boy. My friends, you can also see the squareness of this cat from the front side. On the next slide, still, again, the rectangular body, the long rectangular body, the squareness of the head, and the ear set should be straight, and the high ear set with the one ear set with apart in front of his top hat. The squareness of the muzzle. The width of the muzzle also should be proportional with the head shape. Okay, I think that's enough for the standard of a Maine Coon cat. Now we are going to the pattern. For a Maine Coon cat, we have 3 different tabby pattern. We have a mackerel tabby with the stripes all along the body, and then classic tabby and thick tabby. So these 3 tabby pattern we can meet in Maine Coon cat, very familiar. The mackerel, the classic, or the thick tabby. The color of the cat on the presentation is a brown tabby. The left one is a mackerel, brown tabby mackerel, and then in the center with the green backdrops on the picture is a classic, brown tabby classic, and then the right one The blue one is a brown thick tabby. And Maine Coon also have a many variant of color. Um, this is the example of color. Oh, okay. Just for your information, since Fikar kitten, they are very crazy about pepper. They they were crazy about pepper. They will more playful with the pepper than this. Okay, this is the example of the color. Maine Coon have a many variant of the color. They have a calico. I already show you about Lily, my female. That's a calico eye. Also, they have a brown patch tabby, brown tabby. They have the red thick tabby, silver patch tabby. The solid color. Mainecoon have a bicolor and a solid color. Solid color white, solid color black solid, uh, blue solid color. Also they have on also or even they have a bicolor blue and white. Um, Me as a breeder, I determine Mainecoon easily with a two type of color, dense color and a dilate color. For a dilate color, they have a blue tabby, cream tabby. For the dense, they have a red tabby, uh, brown tabby. Also, cameo tabby is a dense. Silver tabby with the inhibitor genes, uh, cameo tabby, silver tabby, or black smoke. Okay, from the slide about the color and pattern, I grab it from CAV Maine Coon breed standards. So if you want to learn about Maine Coon cat very detailed, you can go to the website. There is a lot of literature for us to learn about Maine Coon cat, about the standard, about the color, the patterns, and everything. Okay, next slide. If you remember, the guy that still lay down until now with me. This is him, Zulfikar. When he's at I think around 1 month old or going to 2 months, 1 to 2 months old on the top picture, and then the bottom picture when he is already 5 months old. Okay, the next slide is Fika just a few months ago when they are adult. Very different in size, very different in size. So you have to be patient when you live with a Maine Coon because they have a long stage of development. Even they are 2 years old, they are still not mature enough. They will. We can say that Maine Coon is mature at the 3 years old, or the maximum age at 5 years old, and Maine Coon could live until 12 to 15 years old with a good maintenance. Okay, okay, Sakwip. Now,
Thank you, Charlie.
yeah.
I think it was a wonderful presentation, and the pictorial depictions that you showed us made the idea clear about how a Maine Coon should be from the front, side view, also the color patterns, and all those tabby patterns that we hear. And also, I would like to congratulate on breeding Zulfikar. He is one of the fantastic cats that I've seen. And there are a few questions that we have. And before we go to the questions, that Maine Coon being a cat which has a lot of wild instinct, and majorly a hunting cat. Yeah, or hunting cat. So we expect the jaws to be really strong for this cat. That's why we are having this square muzzles and a strong muzzled cat, which we call it. So how are the feeding habits, and how would you feed your cats, especially Maine Coons, and because to keep that interest alive in them, and what is your diet for your cat?
Okay. Thank you about congratulations about Zulfikar. But before I answer your question, I want to say thanks to the breeder that trusts me to breed his cat until I have a Zulfikar. It's from Kohun, Fuyao. My friends in Malaysia, they give me and support me with his breeding male. Then I have a Zulfikar now. Not only Zulfikar, he's with a good base foundation in our breeding program. We can produce a good cat in the next generation. Not only Zulfikar, uh, he's also have a litter with a very good title. About the diet of a Maine Coon cat. Maine Coon is a large cat, larger breed. So he will eat more compared with other cat
Yes.
with a with a active characteristic. So we will give extra food for him for his calorie. And then for a cat, they will get it from protein. So I give raw food for the diet and also a dry food um, to complete the diet. So in the morning, I give a raw food, I give a rabbit barf, and then after they finish their meal, then I fill the bowl with the dry food for their snack until night. So at the dinner time, when the bowl is already empty, I will give another raw food. I think that's the diet I give for them. Maine Coon have a problem with the hips dysplasia, with the burning problem. So we can give a good supplement for them or give an extra nutrition for them to support their bones. So with the diet contain with a good calcium will support their body, will give an extra health for our cat.
And you spoke about barf, Fadli. So you know, uh, I know you have excelled in producing barf, but for a lot of new cat owners, it's not easy to feed raw food because you need to have that kind of experience while feeding raw food. So if being new into cats and you having the Maine Coon, so would you still recommend to go with raw food, or you should go with the diet which is being present in the market that we have, the kibbles and the dry food that we have?
Okay, I'm aware about raw food just a few years. But when I start with a Maine Coon cat, I consume my cat with the dry food, with the familiar dry food you can find in the pet store. Um, after that, with the literature I read and I learned more about this cat. So I combine my dry food for a consume intake for my cat with the raw food. So I think it's okay, Sakwip. If for a new Maine Coon owner, if not easy, if not familiar to prepare a raw food, because we have to be concerned. We have to be concerned about how to freeze, how to do the processing of a raw food. It's not easy and need daily routine to prepare the raw food. So if you think that it's more easier to give dry food, it's okay because I start with the dry food. I give a full dry food until just a few years ago. I consume my Maine Coon with a barf.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there are a few questions from our viewers, Fadli. So So Sindhu asked that, what is the maximum weight these cats weigh at an adult stage? So I think that's a case, and people are curious about the size of Maine Coons. Although you said that Maine Coon is not only about size, but yes, size is something that we closely
Yes.
associate with Maine Coons. So you can't take the size away from the cat. So this is the question that, what would be the maximum size of this particular cat, this particular
Okay.
breed?
Based on my experience in the show hall that I share with some breeder that they bring giant, large Mainecoon cat, the average size of a Mainecoon, the average
Hmm.
size of a Mainecoon is around 10 to 11 kg, the average size. But for some cat, they only have a weight around 7 to 8 kg. They still okay. They still can compete with another cat. Still back to the standard. But that's for an active showing cat, for active
Hmm.
show cat. It's different if you have a Mainecoon cat as a house pet. If you neuter, the weight will be bigger, will be heavier, maybe
Right,
around 15 kg.
right.
But you have to be careful when you neutered Maine Coon. They have a long body, and we already aware about the characteristic of the health of a Maine Coon cat. It's on the bone, so you have still to maintain the weight of the cat. Do not make it becoming an obesity or overweight. Still, the proportion of the body is the good condition of our cat.
Yes, yes. Thank you for answering this question. And now Lazane D'Souza asks that, Maine Coon being the biggest domestic cat in the world, what would you say about their temperament?
As you see in my presentation, still kitten, they are already very playful. So when they are going adult, they can choose what they want. If they want to lay down, lay down. If they want to play, they will interact with you. But Maine Coon is a super curious cat. So you have to be careful about the windows. So watch your door in your house. You have to keep an eye with your Maine Coon cat. Or if you live in an apartment, you have to be careful about the balcony because he is very excited and very curious about anything. Um, when they are see butterfly, they see bird, they will try to run and catch it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they are hunting cats.
And again, yes, hunting cat. And again, Sakwit, Maine Coon is a popular as a dog-like. So
Yeah.
he is very smart. It look like a dog. When Zulfikar at the 5 months until now, why Zulfikar is super excited about Pepper because I train him. I train him. See when I do not touch a
Yeah,
pepper, he
he
just
was
lay
sleeping the
down
whole time.
there.
Yeah, he was sleeping.
And then he is super excited with the pepper because I train him with the throw and catch the pepper. He can catch run to catch the pepper after I throw it
Yeah,
and bring back to me.
yeah,
He is very smart.
yeah.
You can
So
train your cat
they can play fetch like dogs.
like dog, like
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
See, Zulfikar.
That's it. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. There's one more question that comes that, that Tasmia asked that as Maine Coons have such a huge body and weight, do they face any joint problems in old age?
Yes, hips dysplasia, joint problem is a common in a Maine Coon. That's why we have to maintain the size, the weight of the cat. I think it's not only to Maine Coon cat. In
Breeds also.
other large animal also they have the same problem. Not only with the big cats, also with the big size dog also have the same problem with the joint problem or uh, the heart
Mhm.
problem. So we have to check, we have to maintain their diet, their daily activity uh, to keep their healthy and can adapt with with the size of the body and their problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you for answering this. Mohammed Ayan asked that, what are the basic health problems of this breed? I think he tends to ask that, basic diseases or, breed specific diseases that Maine Coon has.
Basic health problem of the breed. Okay. Um,
I think you have
based on my
already mentioned hip dysplasia a couple of times.
no. The common problem with the Maine Coon, based on my experience, sometimes we are compare our cat with other. When our cat, when we see our cat, we are feeling that our cat is not in size or not in the good weight enough. We give an extra food. So
Yeah.
when they have an extra or too much protein intake, they will they will get a diarrhea. That's, I think that's a
Mhm.
common problem. They will get a diarrhea. About the joint problem, about the hips dysplasia, and the heart problem, I think we already
Discussed.
talked
Yeah.
before. So the common basic health problem is about the protein intake. We have to control the protein intake
Mhm.
about the Maine Coon cat on the diet, because when we give more and or they have an extra protein intake, it's very easy for them to get a diarrhea. So just do the variation on the diet, I think.
Exactly, exactly. You need
Mhm.
to keep the variations for the cat.
Yes.
Arsh has a question on the color. So there is this question which he has, that is there any color in Maine Coons which is not allowed in cat shows? If yes, then why?
Okay. Maine Coon is a origin domestic cat, so they have they already have standard about the color.
Right.
They only We only allow the three tabby pattern, and then the color that I presenting before. So there is not allowable color
Yeah.
in a Maine Coon cat like a silk point color, chocolate, lilac. That is not allowable. Because back again, that a Maine Coon is an origin cat. So when we have a Maine Coon or we see a Maine Coon with a silk point or with the color point, sure, indeed they're not a Maine Coon. They're a mixed breed with
With
another color
Siamese.
point
Yeah.
like a Siamese or Himalayan.
Mhm.
So
So the breed standards suggest that, the cat should be as close to the natural origin that they are
yes.
uh,
Mhm,
in the wild. So that's why these colors are not allowed, because they will come by mixing Siamese gene. So
yeah.
that's color point.
Mhm.
There's one more question which says that, Zishan asked this question. It says, hello, Fadli. Do we need to provide extra supplements for Maine Coon growth? If yes, also let us know about supplements to be provided to 3-month-old kitten. And what is the best food that you would recommend for Maine Coon? Is raw chicken, mutton, fish good for Maine Coon? Maine Coon. So I think there are series of questions that Zishan asks. What would you say about supplements, Fadli?
Okay. Um, kitten need an extra protein for their development.
Right.
Also, they need another supplement for their health, not for their development, because some of the cat will grow very fast and some of the cat will grow very slow. Zulfikar
Mhm.
also he's a Maine Coon cat with a very slow development. He's going to be sturdy and mature at almost 3 years old. So
Mhm.
even I give them a full supplement intake for them, is still there. When the time is not developed yet, still Zulfikar is still there, like a small, there is no code like that. But I give a supplement intake for their health. I give a lysine for the health, because the lysine is good to give an antibody for the cat. About the food intake for the kitten age, they need an extra protein because they will give the energy level with the protein and support their development. And then what else? The second question is, Sakit?
He also asked that the food for Maine Coon. I think you have already discussed about food for Maine Coon, and he was just talking about raw chicken, mutton, fish. What is good for Maine Coons?
Okay. Um, Raw chicken or
Raw chicken, mutton. Mutton is goat.
uh-huh.
Uh, Fish. What would you say it would be better for you for Maine Coons?
That's a combination of a diet. That's a
The
combination
variety.
of some of the breeder give a raw chicken or a boiled chicken. Some of the breeder, my fans, a good breeder also they give a tuna. They give a fish for the diet of their Mainecoon.
Mm.
Uh, back again to the combination of the diet of your Mainecoon cat. I think it's still good
Mhm. Okay.
as
Okay.
long mhm, as long as not you give it um, more than normal portion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you will end up making your cat fat.
Yeah, you have to maintain the weight.
And there's one more question from Tasmia. She says that how is the breeding cycle of Maine Coon, and what is the right age to mate a Maine Coon cat?
It's a different. It's depend on which country you live because it because if in the Asia country in the hot weather country, it's very easy for them to hit very early, but we
Right.
still have to have the right time to breed Maine Coon. They will start on heat for a female in Indonesia. They will start around 8 to 9 months old. But we have to wait. We cannot breed them in a very young age. We have to wait at least until 1 years old. And then in my cattery, I only breed my Maine Coon girl is maximum twice in a year. But uh, usually, majorly, they breed only 1 year.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Fadli. I think that's all from the questions that we have. We have a few more questions, but you already tried and answered them during your presentation. So your presentation was pretty clear. So there is no point in discussing again. So again, thank you, Fadli from the Feline Club of India. You have always been a great help, and your sessions have always been liked by our people. And thank you for displaying and showing your cats, and that has improved the understanding of our cat lovers about this particular breed, and also about the temperament, and all these are different aspects. So thank you guys for joining us for the live session, and
Thank you
we'll
for
be.
the opportunity, Shaquib. Thank you for the opportunity. It's also my
Thank you.
pleasure to showing my cat and only a little bit of my knowledge about Mainecoon cat. Hopefully, it could change, give a different perceptions about the standard of a Mainecoon cat. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Fadli. You have always been kind and humble. And thank you guys for joining. And if I'm sure this was a wonderful session, do share with other cat owners, because Fadli also tried and discussed few cat keeping tips and tricks, so which can be applied to different breeds. Also, it's not only for Maine Coon. It can be deployed to different breeds. So again, thank you, Fadli. I'll take your leave. Goodbye, guys. Stay home, stay safe, and we'll be back next week with another breed. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye.